So it's about creating environments where it's not about you listening to my lessons. My lessons are rubbish. They're from a bald guy whose ears stick out. You don't want my lessons. We talk about teaching and kind of, that whole art of teaching in itself. And I think that actually the more I teach, the more I realize that we actually don't want to lead anyone anywhere. Because as you say, you can't. I remember when I left my teacher, my karate teacher, right, to do my own school. And I said, I'm not moody, I'm not sulking, I'm not breaking away, but I have to find what you found. And I'm almost certain that I'll come back and say, it's what you said, but I have to have found out it's that. I can't have you tell me that. Now, of course, like old teachers, traditional ones get the right up and they think, dissing them. But it wasn't. You have to find that. And I'll probably end up at the same conclusion. Life can only move in a certain amount of directions. But it's my truth. Yeah. My cells know that. My neurons know that. And now I think as a teacher then, our role then actually is much less than we think. And parenting, I say. The job is...
I was thinking about parenting the whole way too.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing. The job is to keep your kids and your students alive long enough to learn their own lessons. So don't put your fingers in the electric socket, darling. Why? Because you won't be alive long enough to learn your own truths. That's it. And then you think, so it's about creating environments where it's not about you listening to my lessons. My lessons are rubbish. They're from a bald guy whose ears stick out. You don't want my lessons, but I'll put you in an environment where you can find your truth in relation to it. So I think we overrate ourselves as teachers. Our job is to create environments where they can play and find. Halas, that's it. There's nothing else to do, I think.
I agree with that so much, and I struggle with it so much too, because and this has been on my mind a lot lately, because, you think about, at least for me, I get so excited about the things that I discover that I want to share them. And then sometimes I go, am I sharing too much? Like I literally wrote this on my phone the other day. Being like, am I giving too much of myself? Because by giving everything that I've figured out, I'm not letting anybody figure out what's important to them or what they're...
That's...
but then on the other side, just sitting there holding it going, what do I do with it though?
Ken, that is brilliant. That's me, right? All I do, and my wife looks at me and just does this... I basically, when I'm really excited about stuff, I say the same thing 8 different ways, as if they didn't get it, Until she said, "Shut up, I got it." Okay, because you're right. I feel like you do when you get that. And then it's frustrating because you go, "This has given me this insight, if you like, has given me bliss, and I want to share that," and you can't.
Yeah,
and that is equally sad. Yeah, it is sometimes sad because you go, I know if you knew this, life would be easier or better or whatever it may be. And you can't. That's kind of that's not your, as us, that's not our job. That's their job. We just got to open the door to the dojo or whatever, the gym. In you come. If you're here, I'm here. If you're not, then I'll be here anyway. And there's the mats. Off you go. If you have a question, happy days. See you later. And I was the same as you. I struggled with that because I'm like, should I be doing something more? Not really. And then the progress, once they're allowed to play, right, and find and enjoy, the progress is not only hyper speedy, right? Mm-hmm. It's authentic. It's tested. Pressure tested, not as in, this would work on the street, but pressure tested as in felt in your bones and your cells. That you can't forget a lesson you've learned, right? That you've absorbed through every pore of your body, rather than your teacher go, put your arm knee there. No, left a bit.
Yep.
No one ever
doesn't
remembers
work
those
that way.
lessons.
And to go along with all of that is the struggle that I've also watched, because, and I feel like you're in this place too, which is like you've discovered things, you have feelings about them, you're excited about them, you know why they're good. You might even know scientifically why they're good. I do that where there's a lot of physics involved and things like that, where I'm like, I know why this is better than that. And I've felt it and I've done it and whatever, and you're sharing that and you're excited, and you have people who are just trying to experience that, and they're getting it and they're excited that they're getting it and they're chasing what you're chasing. And then you come at them with something totally different and they're going, "No, wait a second, you said this." I'm like, "Yeah, and I learned something new now." And now we're here, but not everybody who's not at that point with you can make those quick route changes and be able to let go of that stuff, because they're like, no, but you taught this, and so you mean, and then it cycles again. So you mean that these last few years I've spent all this time learning this, and now we don't do that anymore. Yeah, we don't do that anymore, you know. Or the other day, it's like I had built some drills. They look like katas, but I call them drills because it was more how we used them. Sometimes they had a shape. Sometimes they were just a template to help you remember the order of getting through everything or whatever.
Okay.
Well, the other day, I sat down with a couple of my longest running students, and I said, I think it's time. I think they've done what they needed to do, and I think they've ran their course, and I don't think we need them anymore. You know, and there was that moment of, well, we worked really hard to learn and remember and practice those and teach those, and I think it's done everything that it's needed to do, and I think it's okay that we let go of it now. But that's not always easy. I see so many places, and I've definitely done it, where it's like, oh yeah, I like this now, but I was given this, so I need to teach both things. I need to teach the thing I was taught, and I need to teach the thing that I believe, and then pretty soon it's like, cool, I've like quintupled the amount of things people have to try to remember because I'm afraid to let go of one.
Yeah.
For fear of something, upsetting someone, or you know, and you might come back around to it. You might even come full circle because you're like, nope, that was pretty awesome, and I just now understand why, and I got rid of it and I ran away from it because I thought I knew better, and now I realize that nope, it was exactly what I needed the whole time. I just needed to get away from it so I could see it from somewhere else and come back. And sometimes that happens too.
And aren't you just in that explaining the martial arts journey, life journey, the spiritual path? I mean, they're one and the same, right? That same thing and absolutely. And this whole life and passageway of contradiction and mistakes, and so then you go, what do I do with that? And then there's only, for me, I'm the same as you, man. I'm absolutely in that. My life is filled with, I can't remember what I said yesterday from what I'd say bloody tomorrow. I had no idea, right? And it's filled with those ups and downs and those changes and views. So then what do we do with such a random set of things that happen, which is called life, is we just embrace every moment and it be what it is. Because that's the only other option. There are no answers to it. It's, you know, all these things that are pulled together for us to be sitting here right now. You know, if we look at it scientifically, to be sitting here right now doing what we're doing is like mind-blowing, right? So with all that complexity, what can we do when we can't work stuff out? Just play when you're not sure. Play knowing in your mind, I'm not sure. On the days where you feel sure, play, I really know what I'm doing. On the days you're going, I don't want to do this, but someone told me to do it. And I had a problem with that when I first learned that through Buddhism meditation, when they say embrace every day, because I'm like, well, hang on, we're Western, but we're not Eastern. How we're designed to fix stuff before things work. Whereas the whole kind of Eastern meditative mode is about, you just embrace each moment, you know, even if it's the moments you don't like, right? And now we get back to what we start the show with, is art. That is art, where you just embrace your teacher's mistakes, your insecurities, your brilliant days, your golds, your loss in the first round, your ups and downs, your wife leaving you, your wife coming back. Boom. It's embracing all of those things. And that's just represented in our martial arts as well, I think.